Yippee. Alright. So, it has been way too long. Goodness. Alright guys, welcome back.
Hello. Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. Back. I'm here.
Hi here.
Hi.
Yep. Hello. So, it's been a hot minute since the last session, but I think we can kind of pass around and do a recap on what the hell happened. At least with the last session, and just to kind of bring a few mentions as well, and then kind of continue along on our trek. Last session, you guys kind of got conscripted by Havoc, one of the highest ranking syndicate guys, and one of the most dangerous people in Brosnov, for your daring performances and, just overall ascension throughout Brosnov. You're not just you're kind of reaching a point where you're not just doing kind of just grunt work, but it's starting to become the kind of work that's really getting you recognized really fast. And in some ways, that's a good thing, but in other ways, it's, as you guys have been kind of noting, not so great. The great part is you climbing up, succeeding, living loftier lives, but now you're running in with big names like Havoc himself, Lady Yuki, and, maybe other characters who are also fairly notorious, but also, them being aware of you isn't exactly a comforting thought for you guys.
No.
I'm just a little guy.
Just a fella. I'm actually gonna move the thing to the main screen now. Boom. Cool. Also, hello, Shadow. I will do those redeems in a moment. So yeah, so you guys got conscripted by Havoc after your performance in a number of things. And he had tasked you guys with the breaking into and retrieving of something rather valuable from a museum, which was that crown. And much to his satisfaction, you guys succeeded. There was a whole planning, there was the whole build-up of what to do, how to get in, how to get out. There was the fun little obstacle of running into that biker gang of kobolds led by that Vinton, who kind of was there to try and steal the crown as well. Which,
very heavy quotations.
oh yeah. Very fun. I mean, I had fun.
Players had
The players had fun too.
Yeah. Had fun.
I was having a blast up here.
Who was it that ate a crit to the face? Oh, all of us at one point or another.
I'm pretty sure the Vinton nailed everyone with a crit.
Yeah, and then there was
For you.
there was someone who got crit, and I tried to save them.
Yeah.
and
They got
still
double
got
crit.
Like, pretty good.
Was it Taylor?
It was somebody.
I don't know what it was. We'd have to watch the...
I want to say it was either Taylor or Akira. I feel like it was Taylor. I might have been Caesar.
Or Taylor.
Should be in my notes.
Search your heart, Taylor.
Probably
Is there
because-
trauma there?
Akira can take a hit.
Someone was eating damage for sure. But between the hectic chase of 8-foot tall biker ganger with a sword the size of a person, and his his posse of little motorcycle kobolds chasing you guys.
I mean, they were pretty funny.
That was I was excited for that. I was like, oh man, this is gonna be a riot. So I couldn't wait for this.
Oh god, it was core because in one round the guy took me from full to 5 hit points.
Oh no! Oh no!
That'll do it.
Poor Core. A very critical.
Very critical little guy.
Just a very critical little guy. I have my special dice here with me today because my normal bag of dice has absconded for the moment. But I'll find it. It's nowhere far. In any case, so those were kind of the broad details. Players, if you wish, is there any other details that we should go over? I mean, regarding the heist. Because you guys succeeded, and then afterwards you were brought to Havoc to return, or to present him the crown. I guess I'll do... yeah.
The crown, by the way, which we had already taken one time before.
Mm-hmm.
We
Yeah,
just sort
we
of
did.
took back what we got in our first job.
Yeah.
We don't need to mention that.
Yeah, this is the crown from the very first session, from session 1. That was stolen by another ganger who had that samurai hired, the half-orc samurai. And
I like that.
yeah. And then yeah, you guys had a run-in with that samurai a couple times on your adventures too. Like with the shape changer, the shapeshifter.
Ryuji.
Yeah, Ryuji.
Yes, Josh, I'm winning.
We also had that whole thing, and that was the 100 Assassin thing that put you guys on basically the map for Havoc as well. But coming back to Havoc.
Not a bad thing.
Hmm?
That day. I said I would have preferred that not to have happened, but it did lead to that.
Oh yeah. But coming back to that, Havoc, overjoyed that he saw you guys succeed, rewarded with you guys with a bit of time off. In fact, he's kind of more hands-off about the next job that he's gonna have you guys do, which involves another Yakuza group. The very same bikers who actually you guys had to deal with. Because just like with well, actually I don't think there was any other involvement, but pretty much, yeah, because he wasn't involved in the other things. But he didn't really give you the full details. He kind of anticipated the Sugoku's boys to essentially come out and take that crown. He knew that was going to happen. And so he basically set you guys up a little bit. A little bit, you know. He didn't give you all the fine details. It's Havoc is. It seems like Havoc's the kind of guy who would kind of pull that kind of crap. But in any case, he has plans for you guys to meet and essentially bring back Sugoku, or whatever knowledge he can confer, because he used to be one of the Syndicate's guys. He used to be one of their geniuses. And then some disagreements happened, and Sugoku effectively ran off on their projects, which was supposed to be essentially a big war machine weapon, the Air Dominator 1. So it's up to you guys to convince him back, essentially. because you guys have you're kind of have a level of detachment from the syndicate. You're not syndicate hired, but you are on Havoc's payroll. Unfortunately.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, Caesar, we get it. We get it. You're evil. You're so bad. You're so terrible. We get it.
Yes, I am.
You're so evil. You want to protect your friends. You're so cruel.
Wait, no, what was that? No, not that one.
Huh?
You'll do anything for your friends. You're such a bad guy.
For your wins. But yeah. So, note keeper core. If is there any other details we should know about, or any other party members? Did I miss anything?
That sounded pretty accurate to me.
Pretty much everything else is kind of player and character privy. So, let me kind of lay out what came next. It has been roughly 2 weeks since your meeting with Havoc. Havoc basically gave you this task. He said, good job, you guys get a little bit of time off, but then, job's on. I'm going to be very hands-off about this job. So rather than give you a timetable of you have X amount of days to get this job done, he's going to be doing check-ins with you instead. So that's effectively the task. You kind of have been given, if you want to think of it, you have a main goal, but this is not really something that you necessarily have to tackle head on. This is the part when I kind of was discussing outside of the game. I was like, I would have to shave this down, but effectively it's it's like the Skyrim main story versus the side quests. Your main story is get Sugoku back. But you can ostensibly just ignore it, do a bunch of the side stuff, and then come back and do it. That was kind of like the idea behind this. So a little bit of a meta there. But you could still do that. But it's we've cut down a little bit on that, and essentially your idea is you're gonna have to make contact with Sugoku. Now, Havoc can kind of provide a little bit. He's not giving you guys nothing. Kind of a direction. And but after that, it's all on you how you decide to interpret and handle the job. Whether it's, approaching Sugoku and talking to him and convincing him to, work for the Syndicate again. Taking whatever intellectual knowledge he had left behind, because he ran off with that, to kind of, eschew, instead of having him have his stuff, basically, to help out with the project. You can, drag him back kicking and screaming. Whatever options you really have. Havoc's pretty, he's pretty surprised me about this, so that's essentially what you guys have. Like I said, it's been a week, so if you'd like, you've taken some downtime. If there's any tasks, any shopping, or anything for yourself that you need to do, you essentially have, what was it, I said a week? It's a Brosnov week, so 2 weeks, yeah, it was like...
Dayla definitely stuff she could be doing.
So, it's effectively... Yeah, because it's like 2.5 days. So it's effectively, or I shouldn't say a Brosnov week, it's essentially a normal week, but it's been 2.5 Brosnov, or it's been like 3 Brosnov days. That's kind of how I should interpret. It's been 3 full Brosnov days.
There's 2 items in my want to build these list.
Okay.
We should also definitely have
Maybe a meeting?
Yeah. A group
Man.
powwow about how we want to go about this.
So, do we want to maybe start with that then? Can I approach it from there?
Do the rest of you guys have shopping to do?
I have stuff
No.
to buy.
I should
I say buy, so I have to spend.
buy. Well, at the very least, I need to buy spell components. Oh yes, this is Dungeons and Dragons. I remember. I spell components.
Yeah, I think we should get
Potion seller.
the things that we did during the week sorted in the
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, if you guys wanted to maybe have your discussion after you had returned from you know, meeting with Havoc and then do your shopping, or maybe you're just like, let's take a day or so before we unpack the whole thing with Havoc and then just do your business.
I think that sounds and if, yeah. I need to get a piece of paper. Give me a second.
Okay. Yeah, this will be more of kind of like pick up from where we left off. So I don't plan to do too much. Or I can, We've been gone for like a year, so it's just like, let's kind of like shake the rust and see what the party wants to do.
I gotta go down my spell list and remember what I gotta buy. Gosh, cleric spells are expensive.
Another diamond.
Another
diamonds.
diamond. I mean, I do need some powdered diamond, but that's not for a Rubify.
In fact, that might be right.
Welcome back.
This is going past like just normal path for D&D. We're practically doing accounting at this point to sort out how much different things cost and how much money I have. God damn.
Yeah. Hey. Let us
This
know
is
if
half
you
of what
need
Taylor's
money.
doing in her dungeon.
Yeah.
We have-
The other half is making, but
we have
Don't
lots of
don't ask me for money though.
Oh, that's true. Don't ask Akira for money. Akira does not have any money.
Akira
I have
pays the
so
bills.
many money, and I don't know where to spend it. So you can, if you need
We
stuff.
want to consider buying equipment.
there's
Can we?
No, it's fine.
I assume so.
Imagine-
Yeah.
If we wish to buy equipment.
Yep. The shops have a variety of goods. Pretty much most of and all the common shop goods are more or less available. I also remembered that I have this little thing thanks to a certain friend of ours who's not here. But he has made a wonderful little list of firearms. And I just remembered I was handed the list. So we've got some weapons and ammunition.
I would like to
Suddenly,
do this.
Ben is interested.
Look, we'll see if we'll see.
Yep.
I mean,
I'll
not
be.
to worry about crafting something.
Yeah. I asked him.
See, too.
I asked him a minute ago, like not a long time, but a little while back, on like he had ideas on like firearms and weaponry, and was just like, can I like add this and like maybe you can use this for Brosnov? And I was like, hell yeah! So he went and he made a few things. There are some things that are going to be a little harder to get. And I will kind of make mention on what's going to be a little higher end and harder to acquire, and things that are, conventional. But most of the stuff you'll find is kind of like the basic pistol, like your standard flintlock or revolver. But then you've got like a rifle. Then you have some of the more fancier weaponry, like the auto rifles that he's got, the submachine guns, which is kind of the stuff that the Tetsu Guard carry. As well as some special ammunition, so things like you've got stopper ammo. I'm just kind of listing from here. You got stopper ammo. You've got something known as the Tetsu jabbers. These are the specific bullets that are used by Tetsu Guard because they have their own special ammunition. You've got ghost rounds, and as well as a couple other ones that he kind of listed. So we can kind of go into that if any of you are interested in acquiring a firearm. And there's also little attachments as well. So
Oh.
so things like scopes, melee weapons. A rifle grenade attachment, so if you want to, it's not like a little, like the tube one, but it's more like I don't know if you've ever seen like the old World War II M1 Garand ones, where essentially they stuck like a special grenade at the tip of the barrel, and then they would just like use the force of the bullet to just launch the grenade over a small distance. It's cool. I could actually bring up a picture.
Blank round, technically.
Yeah, it's a blank round. Yeah.
A real bullet would you just destroy the grenade.
Yeah.
You just explode.
It probably wouldn't. It may not explode, but
That's fair.
But
the barrel might banana. It's hard to
yeah.
say. Don't do it. It's not. Whatever happens, it won't be very good for.
Here we go. So you got stuff like that. I just put it in the chat. Oh, I put it in the Persona chat. Whoops. It's alright. I'm sure Persona has rifle grenades too. There you go.
Scratch his head.
They do now.
They do now. So there's a World War II soldier. He's holding the M1 Garand rifle, and then attached on the end is essentially this. At the end of the barrel, there's like a little grenade. There's like a mount that they'll stick, and on the mount is the grenade itself. And the force of the blank essentially just flings the grenade a decent distance away. Yeah, it's very
I
cool.
don't think Caleb's interested in an explosive option. I was gonna have, like that's not SMG though is what I'm interested in. I would love for Caleb to have a Type 100.
A Type 100, the submachine gun.
Yeah, the SMG or whatever.
So,
it's like,
those might be a bit difficult to acquire. Because those are usually like, that's the, if you want to think of it, the Tetsu Guard acquired weaponry is going to be a little more trickier to procure.
okay.
Knowledge-wise, probably the most acquirable ones are going to be your simple pistol, your simple rifle, and then with a little bit of looking, you can maybe find the auto rifle and maybe find the SMG. They're not market acceptable items to sell.
What if you just made an SMG?
I mean, you can definitely do that. I would love to see the favela-born Mac 12 gauge.
No.
Yes, the Mac 12 gauge, the submachine gun that fires shotgun shells. I think there were supposed to be rules for a shotgun, but I don't think. I guess not. I think actually it's like an attachment, the shotgun. instead. Oh well. I think we were just. He might not have figured out a shotgun thing yet. This rule is this list is you know, you can help this list by expanding it. You know, subject to additions. But yep. Spell components. Hmm?
I got a
Okay.
question.
So spell components you can pretty much find for the most part. For pretty much everything that you'll need effectively. Without much issue. And most of the stuff you'll find will be at the regular posted value, because I believe those are. Let me look up the.
Yeah, they list the costs in the spells.
Yeah, so you'll pretty much find that for the equivalent of the listed price. There'll be no real markup for those or discounts.
I'll be getting 100 gold worth of incense and mushrooms spores to cast divination 2 times, and 400 gold worth of powdered diamond for 2 more glyphs of warding in case we need more glyphs.
Diamond.
Powdered diamond. My girls already have their diamonds, so.
Lovely.
That's true.
Very well. And
Everyone
then,
in the party except Core is decked out in diamond jewelry.
dang.
Well, if Core's go down, there's no one to cast it on him, so he doesn't need it.
Yeah.
But that's what I would buy, so that will be 500 gold. That will take out of my.
Very well.
Easy peasy. Now, Kayla. Do your thing.
I guess really the question is what am I what would I be looking at for making my own?
For crafting your own firearm?
Yeah.
I don't really have too much.
Character lore-wise, the pistol she has is intended to be one that she made.
I don't know too much on like the weapon building, but I suppose for now what you can do is you can like modify your own attachments in lieu of like buying them, which would take like a certain level of skill, and then if you like craft with like higher end stuff, you can get a slight bonus on some attachments. Or being able to like modify weapons to be able to take on different ammunition. You can also craft your own ammunition, which, like I said, there's a few that you can kind of make.
Some ammo that Taylor was interested in making, but that might change depending on. She wanted to make some actually silenced ammo for her pistol, like silent spell silence, like they make literally no noise.
Ooh, okay.
But if she can make her own gun as well, she might just put the silence on that, so that the gun itself is just completely silent. But right now, just silent ammo.
Actually, I do happen to have, yeah, we do have them. Cool. Such a bullet exists. They're called ghost rounds. The bullet has been enhanced with silence property. More expensive. Guns utilizing this ammunition makes the gun hardly makes it so the gun hardly makes a sound. Yep, cool. I was just like looking through. I'm like, wait a minute. I think we have an ammo type like this.
How much does it cost?
Let's see. I don't think we decided on posted prices yet. However, given the nature of the ammunition, it's it will probably cost you a little bit, and will also take a little effort as well. Pretty much the only ammo type that you'll find easy to find are going to be like basic stoppers and basic stoppers and Aegis rounds are the ones that are going to be the easiest. Or Aegis, yeah.
For those two. I don't know if I want it, but I don't. I know what it just means. I'm not sure if that applies.
So the way Aegis, it looks like it is, I guess we didn't go into the particulars in this part of the page, but essentially, support rounds that made with a special kind of glass contains an enchantment. In this particular case, the magic contained within casts shield.
Oh, you shoot it at someone and they get a shield.
They get shield.
Oh.
You shoot
Gunbreaker.
Actually, gunbreaker, yeah.
Yep. You shoot someone and they get a shield.
Oh,
So-
that's
Oh, Taylor, don't
you should
shoot
get
me,
a gun
huh?
blade.
Yep.
Get a
Think of it. I mean, her pistol already has a blade on it, but now she's like, bigger. I need it bigger.
And then even bigger, make a gun lance.
Hell yeah. Not very roguish, but she can maybe give that to Akira.
It don't look cool.
It's like, okay, Akira, here. This
Yeah.
new weapon,
give it
when
to-
you swing it, it explodes. That's all you need to know.
Yeah, give the person who doesn't even use her own weapons a weapon. That seems like a great idea.
I'll make explosive javelins for
She can't reach them, so she just throws them.
you.
Yeah, I
If you can't
think-
reach them, explode them.
I think since these are some of the slightly more common stuff, I think it's fair that I can kind of go into detail about these about all the ammo types, and then what we'll probably do is if there's other ammo types that you want to come up with that aren't on the list, you'll have to find a way to craft it, and then or find a way to market it. So the basic one, that's just a regular bullets. You got the stopper rounds, so it's double the cost of the normal rounds, but the ammo adds an additional die according to the weapon's die. So, like for example, if the weapon does D6 damage, if you use a stopper round, it's now an extra D6, so it's 2d6 damage.
I guess we're going. I'll align my stats. There we go. What are the stats for like a revolver? How much damage would a revolver?
So we standardized a lot of the stuff. So your standard pistol is gonna go for D6 damage, but it has a few. You can get a few traits to it. So you can get a concealable. So you get a bonus to sleight of hand checks to hide the weapon, and then. Because we were trying to work on new firearm mechanics. We won't. We'll talk about firearm mechanics later. But essentially, you don't have any disadvantages for using this thing. You just point and shoot, and you're fine. You can upgrade it to make it easier to hide, and then it does D6 damage. You hit someone, boom, D6. The basic rifle does D12 damage. Comes with versatility. The rifle and design is cheap, modifiable for whatever task it may require. The following attachments are but suggestions to the many possibilities. Okay, so this one, versatility, basically you can give it, it's D12 damage, and then you can give it melee attachment, you can give it a scope, you can use rifle grenades. And the rifle grenade, the way it works is instead of a shot, a normal shot, you can fire a grenade, which is pretty much at the same distance of, what do you call it, 150 feet, or 150 to 600 feet, I guess. It's a long distance. Or 150, it's up to 150, and then I guess long distance is up to 600. I don't know. Oh, yeah, without penalty. The grenade has a 20-foot blast with a DC 12 dexterity save, half damage on the roll, and it does... Where's the damage on it? Elect to mount fire, the modular design. I don't have a damage type on this thing yet, for some reason. Okay. I'll get back to you on that.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about a rifle right now. Taylor's not super interested in being a sniper.
It does come with the scope, comes with the... Yep. Next is the auto rifle that's... Yeah. Next up, you got the auto rifle, 2d6 damage. Due to the nature of the rapid fire, when firing, you can get a +2 to hit. The nature of the many bullets firing in the direction of the shooter. The shooter can also spray instead, which gets a -10 or -2 to hit with a 10-foot radius. So you can shoot at something, get a bonus to shooting if you're like focusing on one target, or you can kind of spray and hit a number of targets. Essentially next to the guy or target you're shooting at. You can give it a small melee attachment, which is essentially like a knife or an axe head. Dealer's choice. You can give it a scope. You can give it a grip, which makes it takes away that penalty for shooting, or you could give it an underslung weapon. So instead of a rifle grenade, you can get one of these attachments, which is something. It's essentially they work like some of the spells. So like the Phoenix attachment, it's on cast, Burning Hands at level 2, which you get 3 charges of. You could do what's called a Nova attachment, which is you get 3 shots, 50-foot range, 20-foot, so within 50 feet, 20-foot AoE, make a DC 12. Oh, I guess this is the grenade shot. Yes, he did. Yeah, so 5d6 damage. So that's how much damage the grenade does. So you have a 50-foot range, 5d6 damage, DC 12 dex save. And then you've got the explosion detachment, which is you make a DC 12 strength saving throw. If the saving throw is failed, the target is flung off its back. If saved, simply take half damage. It does 64. So it's essentially it's the shotgun underslug. So you have basically a flamethrower, a grenade launcher, or a shotgun that you can attach to the auto rifle. And then the SMG, let's see, so it comes with 3d4 damage, range 80 to 320 feet. Comes with the ability Ceaseless Fusillade, known to spray bullets faster than the assault rifle. It can be a little ergonomic. When firing a single target, the shooter gets +3, a conditional +3 to hit, so you add 3 to your shot. But if you are spraying, so if you're trying to hit multiple targets, you can basically target an area or people in an area of 10 feet, but it's a -1 to hit. Or you can do like a full like dump, like a full magazine dump, where you just empty all of your shots. The radius goes up to 20 feet from the targets, and I think it's supposed to be another penalty if you do that. But you can buy a grip to kind of offset the penalty by 1. You can get a tiny melee attachment as well, so you can stick a knife on it or an axe head, which is 100 gold. You can give it a was it mag rifle? So, oh no, this is the next weapon. So you can give those two. The next one is a mag rifle. Shen, you are familiar with this thing. I don't think you guys had to directly deal with it, but you've met someone who had this thing. This is the railgun.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, there's a railgun here. This thing can do a quick shot for 2d8 damage or a charge shot for 4d8 damage. Yeah, you can charge your shots, and you get a +2 to hit if you decide to charge, which is like a not a quick action. I'm forgetting it. God, it's been too long since I've DM'd or done D&D. I've been so out. Swift action? Minor action?
Are you talking about bonus action?
Bonus action, thank you.
Your action, bonus action.
Yeah, it's a bonus action. If you bonus action to charge it up, you can do 4d8 instead of 2d8 damage, and it's +2 to the hits. You can stick a melee attachment just like the other weapons, or you can purchase a tripod or some kind of stabilizer. When you deploy it, you can fire. You can't move when you're using the tripod. However, you can fire it at the max distance allowed without penalty, I think. Provided they can see through the scope that far. Okay. Yeah. When using a bonus action, you can choose to deploy the tripod or stabilizing element. While deployed, the user cannot move, but can shoot up to the maximum allowed range of the weapon. So you just can shoot up to 800 feet if you charge your shot, as long as you can see them. So, very cool. And then, of course, there's all the ammunition. Basic stopper, which is an extra die. Jabbers, which they are very specific Tetsu guard ones, but there's a little something for that one. Ghost, which is essentially silence, like there's silence spell cast on the bullets. Blow through, which is they're essentially, if a target is wearing specific armor that's meant to, it's resistant to specifically to bullets, it ignores that. There's also the shield bullets, and the last one is healing bullets. You shoot someone, it casts Cure Wounds.
That's funny.
Yep, it's pretty great. Anyways, my long-winded explanation and extrapolation of I think that kind of covers most of it.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Kayla is most interested in an SMG, and it's that one standing right now. That is what she wants.
So both of those, you will have to look for someone who's a little less, little less conspicuous than your regular firearm sellers. And of course, there's also the artisan weapons, which you're also familiar with. But that's neither here nor there. If you want one of those guys, you're gonna have to look for the specific artisans who make those super fancy weapons.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, and those are rifles that will cost in the thousands. Like frickin' Yasha's super rifle.
Well, I have thousands. I don't think I'm worried about dropping that on a gun right now.
Okay.
Kayla just wants to be a commander. So I guess that's probably what she'll be doing during her downtime. Getting her finds the money. You can either help her get an SMG or help her start making her own. Getting some paper.
Okay.
I think if she had a preference, she'd rather make her own gun.
Well, you could do
schematic though.
you could definitely dedicate time to working on that. I could say maybe in a few days' time with some of the components, like if you wanted to make your own silence bullets or ghost rounds, you could probably let me, since we're kind of already off the fly with this, let's finagle a little bit the silence.
For a point of reference, making a stealth roll with silence would be 250 GP.
250 GP.
Yeah, for
Okay. So,
silent stealth roll.
Well then, what we can do then is, if you purchase the components to create as if like you're buying a silence spell, then we can use a skill check, and based on the skill check, you'll generate, and a number of rounds based on the degrees of success.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
All right, cool. So, well, that can work out. Let's see. What could we use then? Probably be some kind of a wisdom check for crafting.
I don't think it's that really applies here.
Yeah, I think like the best one would probably be maybe a survival check, since you're technically making your own equipment.
Sure. Whatever you say, DM.
You're the boss.
A lot of these are.
It could be a raw wisdom.
Won't really be changing my roll too much for a lot of these.
Investigation, Arcana, Acrobatics.
Huh?
Would you like assistance?
I wouldn't mind assistance.
On your resident cleric? This is during our downtime, right?
Yeah, you've got roughly a week's worth of downtime.
So I'm not necessarily beholden to what I have on my spell list right now, which have changed.
Correct.
I will cast Enhance Ability. You said it's gonna be Wisdom?
Yeah.
Owl's Wisdom.
I have advantage.
Advantage on Wisdom checks.
You will. Okay. I'll just roll. 19.
19? Okay. Well, we say you've got, so we'll say you've managed to create 16 rounds for now.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
So with your weapons crafting, you've managed to create about 16 silenced bullets. Jeez. Bro is packing rounds.
I will only use these for crime. I will not use them for good, probably.
These will most definitely not be used for good. Great. There's a reason why these are not easy to get.
Or looking around like, wait, what do you mean?
Kayla's making gremlin noises. Don't worry about it.
Halo, we're the good guys. What do you mean?
We?
I I didn't say I'd be doing evil. I just didn't say I'd be doing good.
Oh dear.
Oh no.
No. It'll be fine. Look, you'll be glad that I have some kind of stamina or something. I can shoot people without it going bang.
Pew pew.
I should be impressed. Somehow I'm worried.
It's okay. Other than that, though, yeah, I want to start getting a schematic going for a submachine gun. This is all to help the group.
So I'm sorry, you're looking into you're gonna look to shop for a submachine gun?
Shop or whatever I need to do so that she can start making her own submachine gun.
Oh. Okay. So if you're deciding on making your own, what we can do is you'll probably still have to locate I mean, unless like Taylor knows how to make one. So I'm presuming probably can.
She's never made a submachine before.
Okay.
She knows how guns work because she's made her gun. But there is a bit of a difference between a SMG and a revolver.
Very big. You could probably search through. It'll take about the same amount of like effort in finding, but it'll be cheaper basically than just straight buying a gun.
Kayla also just wants to make her own. She can be like, I need this.
So
Buy it.
you'll have to like sort through the.
Right.
It'll be more of an investigation of like finding someone who can kind of give you the schematics and like the means to make the submachine gun. So like the stuff to make it.
Yeah.
So we can go into that, and we'll kind of do a shop sequence for everyone. So is there anyone else who needs to do shopping? As I know Core wanted to do shopping for spellcaster stuff. Did Seiza need any goods as well?
Not really. Nothing I can think of right now.
Okay. So why don't we do like a little small split then? Core and Taylor will be out shopping for, almost literally guns and roses. There's, lots of components that are very naturey.
Yeah, I'm a nature player, so.
So, we'll have that. And then Akira and Seiza, why don't I have you two kind of grouped up for something, and we'll kind of maybe do a little interaction there between the four of you in that way. So let's have let me have Akira and Seiza. What are you guys doing then?
Great question.
Since
What they do together.
yeah, the girls are out shopping. What's the plan?
I know at some point I have to check on my people, but that's not really important.
Okay. If you want to do your own thing as well, you guys are welcome to doing that. This is kind of a opportunities, like if you guys want to do something together, or do something for your own sake as well.
Yeah. What does Akira want?
That's the thing. She doesn't want anything. She's just literally cool with being a fucking crocodile in the water.
Sheesh gator.
The sheesh gator.
Harley all over again.
It is Harley all over again, except
Although I guess it's more
Harley
I
does
can say
have
that
things she wants
Harley
to
is
do.
Akira all over again.
Bro, Akira
The
was the
difference is
first.
that Harley does want to do stuff. She just doesn't want anybody else knowing about it. Akira just has no agenda.
Well, what about Akira's experiences? Is there anything to reflect on, perhaps?
How's she feeling after our
You know.
last session?
Honestly, she's pretty chill.
You know what you could do? We applied for college, but we haven't heard back yet.
Ah,
Where's
true.
our acceptance
Oh
letters?
my.
You did send in the
I forgot about
application.
that.
Naturally.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
maybe you care about it for courses.
I have terrible
No.
news. Only
Damn.
Akira passed the application process.
That's hilarious.
Whoa.
I
And now she has to go.
think we should be disappointed in ourselves, but you know what?
Well, to be fair, I think only Korn and Kira actually applied.
Akira has to go now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's how it works. If you apply and you get in, you're required to go, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like when the teacher's not there for 15 minutes, you're allowed to leave. It's the same rule.
Yeah.
Just school rules.
Not like we've been breaking a law or anything.
I don't.
You know, we're definitely all law-abiding citizens here.
Have
No
we
one
been
commits
breaking
crimes
the
here.
law? My goodness.
I hate to break it to you, Court, but we've done basically nothing in regards to obeying the law since we've met.
It's so true.
To be honest, I don't completely understand how the law even works in Rosnoff.
That's the fun part.
We don't
You
either.
don't.
Don't worry.
You do something until you get yelled at.
And then you keep doing it.
Then you keep doing it. And that's how I got shot.
Accurate.
Well,
If there's nothing else.
I'm not sure. Like I said, she's
Unless you
probably gonna keep an eye
I
on her
mean,
loved ones just in case. But like,
if you want, unless you want like maybe a minute to kind of like think on some ideas, and then we'll convene back. All right,
Rather they could just be decompressing for a week.
that's
Like,
true.
you know what?
Y'all
I'm
could be
gonna
chilling.
Take advantage of
Be like, you got it.
days off.
It's like you know,
The
you,
only thing I can see Akira doing is she scampers off into the sewers and munches on someone. So,
Oh my god.
why?
She's
girl
hungry.
needs to eat. She's hungry. That's about
don't
it.
need a-
That's all- No.
nah.
No, she doesn't need to.
Ah, so this is what those kids say by them mentioning girl dinner.
Girl face.
Just going,
Immediately thought.
just me at 3 a.m. scampering off to the sewer, just having a hand or two.
Oh dear.
Kira, that kills people.
There's
She
a laugh
shrugs.
track that happens.
With an arm hanging out of her mouth.
It's that clip again. This one.
This. Oh.
Oh.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But in any case, if you guys want, then I'll move over to the shop side. Then maybe if you guys come up with something you want to kind of expand on, but we can take that as well. You know, Akira goes and scampers off for, you know, her feast, while Seiza goes and
Girl dinner.
some girl dinner. Seiza checking up on the family.
Oh,
Yep.
All right. Taylor and Core, you guys are in the toolbox. It's the shopping district essentially of the city, or one of.
Yeah.
Just the two of us again, eh, Taylor? I do feel as though we are the errand runners of this group.
I guess so.
Well, I have a list. Do you
dude.
have a list?
Not entirely. I need to know. I'm here to help. How do I put it? I don't have a list yet, and I'm here to obtain that list.
Ah, I see. Well, I have a list, though at the bottom of this list I have some question marks. I'd like to get something for Seiza and for Akira, but to be honest, I've never been good at shopping for people. What do you buy your cannibal lizard friend as a gift? I don't know.
Fresh meat?
I considered that, but I was also thinking, well, I think we're going to be in danger. I don't know, I don't mean to alarm you, but I think things are going to get even more dangerous from here on out. So I was thinking about trying to get something, well, for everyone, to help protect them a little more. But, I'm just a simple farmer. I don't really know what kind of thing you would use for that. They don't use shields, right? That's not really a thing.
I don't know if that's by choice or because I don't know. But that would be my first thought. Shields help a lot when you don't want to die, or just not being seen in the first place. But
Yeah, I mean, I didn't come to Brosnov with any weapons, but they did send me off with this shield when I left home at least, and I'll sort of tap the basket on my back, which clinks, because there's actually a metal shield inside of it. Well, maybe we'll just go to the shops and I'll see what's interesting, I suppose. And we can start figuring out your list.
Sure.
Well, you hit the shops.
Ayla will accompany.
All right. You hit the shops. You're at actually the merry-go-round specifically.
Oh, the merry-go-round! Wow, Taylor, this brings me back. We haven't been here for a while.
I guess it has been a bit.
You know, the last time we were here, we were running for our lives.
Yes.
And actually, the time before that, we were also running for our lives.
And the time after that.
This keeps
Although maybe not here.
happening.
But
Maybe we're the problem.
I think we're the symptom of the problem.
Perhaps. Well, I need to get some of these things for my spells. More diamonds.
Want me to accompany you? I don't really have anything else to do.
Sure.
I'll just end up meandering if I don't.
You know, I'm starting to think, based on these notes, that the Wild Mother may just like diamonds.
I think they're
she
kind of
just-
boring, but
I think she just likes sparkly things, and who can blame a girl for that?
I guess that's fair.
Well, let's get these boring things out of the way and we can get to your more exciting list. Maybe? We get the boring stuff.
The
Powdered
boring.
diamond, and so much incense, and some mushroom spores, and things like that.
The entire time Ayla feels like a bored child. She's just kind of there. Or maybe she's bored. You know, Uruk being my main She's very Baruka in her mannerisms. It can be a little hard to tell sometimes about
Then
if she's
we'll,
actually being enthusiastic or actually bored. They're all kind of the same.
and we'll turn our attention to Taylor's empty list that we need to
Yeah.
write.
Okay, Mr. DM, what do...
Okay.
How do I...
So let's do an investigation. Since you're looking for a you're looking into a scrupulous weapon, right? Or
Give you guidance.
Investigation. Oh, okay. 25.
25. Yes, there is in fact, through a little looking around, asking around, they're just schmoozing mostly among the vendors. You do catch on a lead of there is someone who is selling at the far side of the merry-go-round. They're not openly saying this guy might have some stuff that might be what you need, but they're definitely implying that there's someone out here probably doing what they shouldn't be.
I like some of that.
So they're on the far side of town, towards the scrapyard, or the junk pile, essentially. You remember that place? It's where you pursued that dwarf in the first session, no less.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll go check out this fella.
Taylor, you're not building anything too insane, right?
I would not call it insane, though. It's rather normal in my eyes.
Oh dear. I fear we have a different definition of what normal is.
Uh-oh.
Do you think my pistol is normal?
I'm learning to accept that it is normal, yes, after being in Brosna for a few years.
Well,
But it is awfully loud.
what I want to make is like this, but bigger. And she turns around and starts walking in the direction of the guy.
How much bigger?
It should require 2 hands to use.
Oh dear, and you have fairly large hands.
Well, it's not a matter of weight. Have you seen the longer weapons that you guard carry around? I want something like that.
Oh, I try not to look. Actually, when they walk by, I sort of just stare at the ground and act small.
Understandable reaction.
Yeah.
Very valid.
Especially recently, we've been in some trouble.
That's why I want this. We get into a heavy fight again. I want something with a little bit more punch than my pistol.
I suppose that makes sense.
Ideally, it is something that I don't want. I won't be using too often. But
Well, yes, of course, hopefully this is our last job.
we'll be.
Certainly,
Something
the
like that.
Certainly
That is what-
the powerful man from the syndicate would not lie to us.
Taylor looks at Core like, are you saying that for real, or is he trying to...
Oh, just sort
Hit
of
himself.
like a wry smile, like, yeah. At this point, probably even Core doesn't believe that.
Havoc being all like, I can be trusted by every word I say.
He said like a liar.
But I'll leave this to you. This is your specialty, after all. I'll just be over here poking around in this bin of whatever this stuff is.
Have fun, I guess.
I'll leave Taylor to her genius moments.
Yeah, where's this guy?
Well, you linger towards the edge of the merry-go-round, towards the far edge of the merry-go-round, make your way towards the junk pile, and you take an alleyway as you continue your conversation, and the alleyway kind of snakes and winds around till you reach kind of like the divider wall of the sub-district from essentially the merry-go-round to the to the junkyard. And lo and behold, there is not so much a vendor, but there is a collection of what appears to be some rather unsavory individuals. And as you kind of wind around the corner of this alleyway that goes from a narrow, sort of like a 10-foot wide hallway essentially to like this 30-foot, almost like a small courtyard area. The group of four kind of turn and leer at you, kind of just being like, what the hell are you doing here? But one of them does stick out a little bit, as and he's sitting in sort of what looks to be like, kind of like a oh god, what are they called? They're like, those half doors where it's like they're split horizontally and they got like, yeah, it's one of those. So one of them's kind of like sitting there, and yeah.
I'm gonna ignore the other dudes for a moment and direct my attention to the one at the door, essentially.
And as you kind of like, as your eyes meet and you kind of get his attention, he kind of waves you off and he is like, I'm sorry, bakery shop's closed. Yep, nothing to sell here. Bakery shop's closed. We opened early. We closed about an hour ago.
Kind of an awkward place for a bakery shop. Do you get many customers around here?
Is that what you ask?
Yeah.
Roll me an insight check.
Uh, 22 with a natural 20.
Nat 20. Well, with a nat 20, as you're asking this question, the guy at the window seems fairly relaxed, but the four other guys who are kind of like around this little window door thing, because he's got the top door open, but the bottom was still like in the way, and he's kind of leaning on it, almost like a little small counter. It's very obvious that they're all very, your question is just kind of like, they're getting really uncomfortable, and they're getting really, they're starting to look a little more hostile. And even the shopkeeper responds with just like, oh, it's very choice customers come along here, but honestly, you'll be better off buying whatever goods from any of the vendors back in the main road. So, you should probably go there instead. Also, with that nat 20, it's very clear to you that this man is lying to you.
Yeah.
This man is not a baker. This man cooks up something else.
I wanted to know about this guy, breads.
Nope.
Oh, sorry, Cora. He's not actually baking. We'll have to go somewhere else for actual bread.
But your sources are pretty valid. This is the guy you're looking for. But it's very obvious he doesn't know who you are and thinks, he doesn't trust you.
Okay. I mean, there's definitely one thing that could be said, but that might be.
Oh yeah, you're rolling in the wrong channel.
Oh,
It's fine.
not bad. Okay. What is line? That's what she's good at. I don't know if that's super helpful here.
Well, you'll have to convince this man that you are, in fact, a legitimate customer looking to purchase some firearm or firearm accessories, and not, who potentially someone who could rat out his maybe not so legitimate business.
Oh man, how do I? I wonder.
I will lean over Kayla's shoulder to whisper in her ear, looking like a dutifully obedient bodyguard since I am actually taller than Kayla, so I'll sort of look very subservient, and I will whisper in her ear, I'll follow your lead, and I will brush her shoulder and cast enhance ability. Let's do charisma, right? Eagle's Splendor.
Yeah, that might be useful to have. I don't. Okay, I don't know if this will work. I think I would like to try and use Thieves' Cant.
Thieves can't? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if they will really understand that, but
yeah, go
that would
ahead.
be my go-to.
Is there
I've never used Thieves' Cant.
me neither, man. It's the time to learn.
I think, strictly speaking, I'm not even sure if Thieves Camp officially has, like, it might be,
Yeah, it's like a code thing, but I'm just looking at how it works. I want to use that to help. It's like
so
I'm
might
actually
be
legit
dialect,
criminal.
jargon, and code.
Time to discover. How does... Let's see.
Only another creature that knows Thieves' Cant can understand such messages. It takes 4 times long. Well, I don't think I'm too worried about time. I'll just tell you what Kayla says.
And then you'll just kind of like, as a thieves can't.
Yeah. What she says to them in Thieves' Cant is that she's already used around, and the bread that she's looking for is not available elsewhere.
Okay, so you're kind of like dropping the whole, like, I'm speaking to you in code, essentially, by saying that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and,
Which based on it, would sound like normal conversation to anyone else, essentially.
The poor
Yeah.
Core who's just
Cord,
listening.
it doesn't really mean anything to Cord.
it's just like, why are you talking about trees and, like,
Yeah.
trees and,
Man, nice weather today, huh?
man, it's,
Looks at the cloud-covered Rosnov sky.
yeah, it'll be like, it's like the birds are eating the clouds again.
Huh?
Taylor, are you alright?
No.
No.
But what's even worse is the other guy's responding.
Yeah, he picks up on it though. He mentions he makes mentions saying he says, "Oh, so you're looking for that kind of product?" Not specifically saying what, but he says, "Are you looking for that kind of product?" Is what he asks. So with that, he kind of gestures and to the other group, to the other, the other four who are potentially his watch guards, who seem to relax as you start to, as he starts to speak more amicably and a lot less dismissive of you guys, and he gestures you over to the door counter. Yep. As you do, the four gentlemen kind of they sort of linger past you and almost kind of like a they pretty much they kind of screen you guys essentially. So if anyone else was to wander into the alleyway, they can't look directly at what's going on. Yeah. The shopkeep kind of makes mention. He's like, "Well, I do have a few things on special. Is there anything you're looking for in particular?" Oh no. Caesar, no.
Caesar died. Oh, Caesar's been hitting the bottle a little too hard in our free time.
Oh no.
Caesar's hungover. If you need to tap out, by all means, don't let just as long as you gotta take care of yourself, so
And I gotta be honest, the John Wick sommelier scene is large in my mind right now.
Right. Well, this guy is not dressed fancily, and he's not offering you high-end fancy clothes and no fashionable clothing and guns. But he kind of definitely plays the part as you kind of approach him of like a bread baker. He's got a butcher's apron. But towards as you're getting a better look, it's fairly obvious that what he's covered it up is not like bread making material like flour or bits of dough, but instead is black powder.
Yeah.
Black powder and soot, and you can even smell like almost like a burning smell off of his clothes. Yeah, not like I've been baking. It's more like I've been working around firearms.
I'll bring attention to my pistol in like a reference kind of way, just like nudge towards it.
Mm-hmm.
Something a little more impressive than this. Not too big, but.
It says, "Okay, well, we can concoct a few things. I may have something that you might be looking for. You're looking to make it something a little bigger or something a little chattier than that?"
A little bit bigger, a little bit chattier.
Okay, I think I can get you something like this. And with that, he kind of like, he closes the top door, briefly, and you kind of hear him shuffle away for a moment. And then he comes back, and he does in fact produce an auto rifle. And says something like this. Catch your attention, perhaps?
What kind of vibe am I getting, by the way? Like, real world?
For this auto rifle?
Like, auto rifle. Like, what am I... When you say auto rifle, are we talking about, like...
Not quite like
an STG?
Yeah, an STG, like, like early stage... early stage, assault rifle, essentially. It's like the bar, the STG 44, something like that. It's, it's a little rudimentary, but yeah. Yeah, it's not like an M16 or something. It's like something real rudimentary.
I wouldn't imagine that.
Yeah. It's it's clasps of iron like slammed together. It's something that's like somewhere between an STG and kind of like the pipe weapons from Fallout 4. Is essentially that's the kind of thing you'll find in most of the automatic rifles. Or the nicer ones will be like the very there's some wood finish, or they might have some filigree on it, but this thing is not that. It is not pretty. Yeah, it's definitely more function over form, but it is an auto rifle through and through. There's no attachments on it. He says it's very, he's got very simple stuff, but it's simple but honest equipment. Stuff that, the Tetsuguard probably wouldn't be too happy with you seeing, but, you didn't get it from me.
It's definitely closer. Do you have something a little bit smaller, maybe?
Alright, let me look around. It produces the Mac 12 gauge. No, I'm kidding. He fishes around and he does in fact find a submachine gun. It's this one again. This is kind of like the early wars, so something that's like a Type 99. In fact, this one, it looks like it's just like a stolen Tetsuguard Type 99. It's a little beat up. It's again not pretty.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's not pretty. It's a little scuffed, but it's in working order. And as he sets it down on the little counter, he does kind of like demonstrate that this thing isn't just some old rusted hunk of crap. Like the bolts move, the parts work, and while it looks a little scuffed and a little scratched, it works.
What's he asking?
He's asking 700 gold.
Can we try and bring that down a little bit, maybe?
Yeah, you can haggle. 650.
Kayla would also think that it would not help her case if she just bought it outright. I don't think people just buy just automatically accept full price stuff. In the world, that really doesn't seem like.
Nope.
Doesn't really feel like that's the time.
Roll persuasion.
Try to bring it down.
What advantage?
Persuage. Oh, yeah.
Oh, I put that.
Oh.
16.
16. He counter offers you with 685.
That seems fair. I'll pay for 685.
Cool. Yeah, 685 gold. You are now the proud owner of a submachine gun, and just enough basic ammunition for it. And I'll give you the nitty gritty in just a short second here.
Or mostly just looks disappointed that this is not in fact a sandwich.
It's not a bakery.
He
Would
suspected
Core like to go
as much.
Core like to go to the bakery?
Yes, Core would like to go to a bakery.
Why don't we get some pizza? Since we're out shopping, we'll get some actual bread.
That sounds delightful.
Nothing quite like shopping, like buying illicit firearms and sandwiches. Here's your... Here's your in the Brosnov spin-off. The what you get.
I do feel
Okay.
that it would have been better for you to bring Seiza with you.
I guess. I didn't see her.
I did.
Oh.
She's passed out in the corner of her room. She fell off the bed.
I'm just thinking Family Guy death pose.
I guess that does track for her.
I tried to tuck her in, but it's a little hard.
Well, my pay next time, but I don't know about that. Anyway, you want to get some actual bread?
If possible, yes. I mean, to be fair, when you told me that you didn't know what was on your list, and then we went back here, I did sort of get the sense that perhaps this really wasn't a bakery.
Oh yeah, there's no way an actual bakery is all the way back here.
No.
There could be.
But then he brought out that huge gun, and I was like, oh, yes, that's Taylor's thing. I remember.
Sorry to disappoint you.
It's alright. But yes, we should go to a real bakery.
So next up is bakery.
Yes.
Very well. To the bakery. And
We buy baked goods for everyone.
it's not hard to locate a multitude of vendors back on the main road of the merry-go-round. Baked goods from things like the vendors that sell various dumplings and buns to actual like sandwiches and other fresh breaded goods or bread goods.
We absolutely have to get a cure of some of those meat buns where it's like super bready, but then you bite into it and it's like full of meat and stuff. She would love that.
I think she would.
And then for Seiza, we should get her something that pairs with her wine. Chocolate? Some chocolate.
I wouldn't know.
Me neither. I'm not really a wine partaker. Except that one time. I probably shouldn't. Chocolate
But then-
sounds good though.
Should I drink?
Yeah, that one time where Seiza and I had that drinking contest, that didn't end well.
Oh.
I mean, we won, but
Yeah.
at what cost?
Drinking doesn't tend to go very well with the kind of things that I do.
That's probably smart. If I was drunk for any of our missions, I'm pretty sure I would have perished. So,
As what I have most likely.
I guess we'll
A
just
drunk
leave that.
thief does not make for a very good.
Yeah, I guess we'll just leave that to Seiza then. It's her specialty.
If she can operate. I mean, at what cost? Yeah.
So we'll get some chocolate croissants for
Croissant.
Croissant.
Chocolate croissant.
I'll just say you've got a multitude of goods
Yeah,
that
we get a
you
spread.
procure, and it's roughly the value of like a gold piece. I remember last time the logistics of procuring goods, and I think it was like the party. This is from the realm. The party got like 15 frickin' dumplings or something like that. Or like no, they got like 20 dumplings with like 2 gold pieces or some ridiculous number.
Oh, was it the? Oh, right, yeah. The dumplings.
Yeah, there was the dumpling vendor.
Well, shall we head back?
I don't have anything else to buy.
Oh, that's good. To be honest, I don't think I have it in me to do another one of those back alley transactions today, Taylor. I'm sorry. I really thought those guys were going to shoot us.
I can understand that. I guess I'm just used to it.
I
pays
appreciate
to
your
be-
bravery, but I don't think I ever want to get used to being shot at.
I didn't mean the getting shot at. I mean talking to people like that. I've been in that world for some time, so I'm just used to it.
Yeah. To
It
be
pays to
fair,
be careful.
I am the
So they were
odd one
careful.
out, so I do get the sense that you and our friends are quite used to this. I'm the strange one.
Sometimes I forget, but sometimes, yeah, it's pretty obvious. I think it's good though.
Well, I hope it helps.
I mean, you've certainly been a great help.
I try. I'm not entirely certain why I'm here, but I'm here.
I can understand that.
I won't bore you with the... I won't bore you. Let's get home.
Food. Yeah, food.
We have food.
Food.
We return to our beautiful apartment.
So hours later, you return.
Just
The apartment is on
throw
fire.
it in the water like you're feeding a gator.
No.
No,
You return.
Akira, no, we're eating at the table.
Akira, Caesar, we're home. Put
No.
on your shoes, please.
No poolside pizza?
You guys,
Man.
don't forget to not wear your shoes in the house.
I have not forgot. I remember
It
we
is-
have a saying in the living
It
room.
is very, very
Yeah.
important that you do not wear your shoes in the house.
It's the alarm spell, if I recall, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
we have
Or
a
the,
glyph of warding in our living room under the rug. If someone wearing shoes walks on it, Taylor's gonna get a sending message straight to her noggin telling her that there is someone in our house wearing shoes on the rug.
Just thinking it's like a fire alarm.
Yeah. And that is an expensive alarm. I think it costs like over 200 gold, so...
Oof.
But I got enough stuff to do 2 more if we have to, so... If someone sets it off, we can set it up again. Yeah. We're here!
You return.
Hello!
Not so loud.
Oh, are you still... Is it still bad? Does your
Oh.
head hurt?
Oh, like it's always hurting.
Come here, come here, come here, come here. I'll wiggle on over to Seiza, and I'm just gonna put my hands on the side of her head and cast Lesser Restoration. I would say good morning, but it's actually more like good evening.
It's
Good.
evening already.
Good nooning.
Perfect. Time for a drink.
Oh, well, we did bring some food if you're hungry. We went to a bakery, and then a real bakery.
What? The first one wasn't a real one?
Did you know that there's a bakery in the merry-go-round that sells firearms?
Oh. Well, I haven't been there personally, but that sounds about right.
To be honest, I couldn't understand any of the conversation Taylor had with the gentleman there, but all I know is they didn't shoot at us, so... And then they gave Taylor a huge gun, so I think it went well.
It did go well.
Good for
It's
you.
also not that big of a gun, honestly. There are bigger ones.
That's true, that first one he showed you was very large. Are you telling me there's ones larger than that?
Probably, yeah.
Oh, good. Goodness.
I mean, cannons or anything, but
Core looks sufficiently horrified.
Fair enough, girl.
Goodness. Well, why don't you
No.
guys go set the table and I'll fish Akira up out of the swimming pool. I assume that's where she's at.
She sticks her nosy out.
Akira, we got dinner. Are you hungry? What am I saying? You're always hungry. Come on.
You see her head pop out of the water.
Food.
Opens her mouth.
No, remember, we don't do that. We eat at the table.
She ducks her head back in her nose sticking out.
Also, Akira, I appreciate that you are following our bathing suit rule, but I can't help but notice that you're only wearing one half of your bathing suit. What?
She her head back out. Well, I was supposed to wear both?
I'll let the player decide which half.
Which half is being washed?
Which half?
Oh,
Akira
goodness.
has on. Is it the
You know,
top
I'm
half
gonna roll
or
for it.
the middle half?
Except for the
The middle.
bottom half, maybe? But
That's
okay,
true,
If
yeah.
it high, it'll be bottom.
I mean, to be fair,
Alright.
do Dragonborn women really even have boobs? Are they like reptiles?
Yeah, but
In older art,
technically do.
they were more like scaly mammals in older stuff. I know in VG3 that they don't have anything out there. They're actually more like proper reptiles.
Well, so which half
I
is
think it might depend on the setting.
According to the dice, it is she's actually wearing the bottom half this time.
Oh. Well,
That
I
makes sense.
suppose I do appreciate the effort. And I guess if we're thinking about the sanitary needs, it's probably actually the better half to be wearing.
I don't understand.
It's okay. We'll get there, I'm sure. Anyways, we do have dinner, so come on down. You might want to put on a shirt.
He just grumbles. His bubbles in the water. She's
Cord
just
looks-
a little puppy.
Cord looks away very, very respectfully when Akira gets out of the pool.
You know, going in line with the whole gator thing, I like to think that when Akira's grabbing a bite, the food's out on the table, but there's one on the edge. She just chomps on the food and the table and and then just tries to death roll the whole
No.
table.
No!
Table costs money.
Does. Yep. And somehow the mouse is with her. She looks at Cord judgingly.
You gotta yeah.
Not again.
Table
is
destroyed,
the
food
table.
scattered.
In as many days, I fear.
We keep going for the same guy getting new tables. It's just like we don't tell him what's happening. It's just every few days we show up and like we need another table.
Another
What
one.
are you doing with those tables?
I fear he's gonna
Akira.
start thinking that we're trying to open a furniture store and we're sniping his goods.
Ah, yes, the old IKEA method. Just ask for a
IKEA
missing piece, over the course of a few months, until you have enough pieces to ship a Theseus your own table.
Oh my
Table 2.
It's like, hey, I'm missing this table leg. I need one of these. Oh, also, I'm missing this particular screw from the schematics. Could you send in one of those? Eventually, you'll just get...
It's like the entire top of my table.
Missing the whole top didn't actually get packaged with this. Can I get the tabletop? Thanks. Eventually, they'll send every free replacement part, and you'll have one free table. All it'll cost you is a little time and maybe shipping.
Well,
I might get blacklisted by
Yeah, you just
Now
use
that we're
different, you just do different locations.
well, now that we're all here, like a real family, having this delicious meal, Akira, spit that out.
No.
I fear that perhaps our vacation may be coming to an end.
Yeah, it is.
Well, I mean,
We may
no timetable set, so
Yeah, except I feel like the characters probably feel quite a lot of pressure to get things done.
Also, what do we say if he like checks in? Like, oh, we tried. Here's no evidence.
He checks in. We haven't done shit.
Havoc sitting at your table eating one of the croissants.
What the bro?
That's not for you. But yes, I fear that we will have some difficult decisions to make in the next few days. Perhaps we ought to decide how we want to get this done.
Well, he hasn't given you your lead yet, so it seems to be that he's kind of implying you got a little bit of downtime before he starts the clock, so to speak.
But I would feel better, I think, if I knew we were on the same page about how we want to do this.
I have done some thinking about it.
Me as well.
I haven't. I've been, yeah.
We know. It's fine.
And we're worried for you as always, Seiza.
You shouldn't be. I'm not particularly worried.
I mean, I haven't forgotten about your little private chat with the Duke. I'm still concerned. Are you certain he didn't harm you in any way or threaten you? Are you in danger?
No, I'm just wanted to. I tried to get a little extra coin. Didn't pan out well. Nothing terrible, though.
Are you short on money? I have plenty. I'm certainly not using any of it.
No. You know me, it's the principle of it.
If you say so. But, so the Mr. Duke, he offered us several different options for completing this, our hopefully final job. You are the professionals after all, so I'll follow your sage advice, but if I might make one possible request, and this is going to sound a little alarming coming from me, but I think the best option might be to just steal the plans.
Crime?
There's to be an agreement.
I fear for the future if we were to return this man to the Syndicate's influence. I mean, he's certainly not a good person, but I feel together they're certainly capable of terrible things.
Kira shrugged. Good to me.
I can't say that I really have a lot of hope in getting him to go back.
For the sake of our information, I suppose, we should probably talk to him at some point.
Oh, probably, most definitely. It's just, I feel in an ideal, well, not ideal world, because in an ideal world we wouldn't have to do this at all, but I feel like the best possible outcome of this mission is that we get them the schematics, but they don't get anything else. And that's it.
No, I agree. My ideal fate is more or less like that. I'd like to at least feign talking to him. Or, I guess rather, if we do talk to him, for me, it's more of a feign. To try and get the information so that we can actually just steal it.
That makes sense. I'm fine with, well, I dislike lying, but I fear I've started to get a bit good at it, so I'm alright with whatever we have to do to make this happen as peacefully and, well, as peacefully as possible.
Yeah, I'd rather not. I don't really like getting into fights that much if I can avoid it.
Oh, I fear that
Akira
sounds
perks up
like...
the word fight.
Well, don't worry, Akira. I'm pretty sure this guy really does actually just love to fight. If that Vitten we ran into the other night with the motorcycle and Core sort of shudders is any indication, I think we will have plenty of opportunities to brawl. Ugh.
Fortunately, which is why I bought that gun.
You're gun to roll.
Well,
Fair enough, though.
it seems that at least Taylor and I are on agreement on this. What about you two? This is a group decision after all.
Not very stealthy, but sure.
I mean, we did pretty good in that heist the other day.
Oh, the other day.
Yeah, it was a couple of Brosnov days ago.
Mm.
It did go well until that gang showed up.
True, if
We
if
did
those-
well. The other
if
gang.
those bikers hadn't showed up, I'm pretty sure we would have never been caught by anyone. Well, until they noticed it was gone.
Well, yeah, they tend to notice eventually, but my professionalism was certainly quite irked by their presence.
Hmm.
Managed to get through without really breaking a lot, and then they come in and break everything.
Yeah, that's
It
true. And
makes
there
us
was
look like
only a
dumb.
couple of explosions.
Drug.
Well, we'll be dealing with them again, so we must be prepared for that.
This is just sighs, uncorks a bottle, and goes ham.
Core just like sort of slides a little plate with a chocolate croissant. Somehow the perfect pairing for your wine over.
Thanks for grabbing me too, I appreciate it.
Oh, I got a whole box.
Oh. Wow,
Looks
2
at the single
boxes.
croissant that was pushed over.
Yeah, that sounds good. Just, again, we should talk to him, see what the deal's about, and that's all I ask.
Yeah, I'm also somewhat curious. It wouldn't really help our mission either way, but I admit I'm somewhat curious about why he left the Syndicate.
If this is some shit, it might be useful for us after the mission, right?
Yeah, I do fear. I discussed this with Taylor, but I am a bit afraid that this will not be our last job, no matter what Mr. Duke says.
Even if it isn't, if you guys want out, we'll get out.
Together, right?
I did say we.
Right.
Well, yeah, if you wish me to make a deception roll, we'll be happy to do so.
It's up to the DM.
Yeah, I want to make it insight. Me, definitely the best pair to do.
I mean, to be fair, Core has no reason to think that Seiza would not leave with them. So
Yeah.
he's a sweet, trusting boy, and Seiza is his good friend.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if by some reason you feel the need to suspect it, you just would need grounds to suspect it, and then,
Bro,
Well,
that's up to
I don't
you
know about
guys.
the others, but Core has no reason
Nah,
to
I'm good.
suspect anything. Seiza is his good friend. They've promised to go to the ends of this together.
Yeah, Taylor's
All in there.
I did tell you, or that, she was using you.
Oh yes, and she also told Core that she's a bad, evil person.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you shouldn't trust her. She's evil and mean.
Yes.
Wahaha.
She said that, and then all of her actions before that and since have only ever been to Core's benefit. And
Yeah,
he has never
'cause she's so
personally
mean.
experienced anything cruel or terrible at the hands of Seiza, his good friend.
Yeah. So evil. This is
So evil.
Okay,
Truly,
Caesar, I have someone
truly
that you-
devious.
she's so evil. She unplugged my headphones.
Whoa. Seiza is so evil. He defends me in all of our battles. So cool. Well, I think that does sound like a start of a plan, but we will have to wait and see what the Duke has for us.
Unfortunately. Not really
Yeah.
in-depth plan making right now. We barely know what we're getting into.
It feels like it
Get more
always
information.
every mission starts like this.
Mhm.
I guess that's I like it though. I think it's fun.
I suppose. I mean, I'd rather go on a picnic or something, but a job's a job, I guess.
Yeah. we have plenty of food.
I just slide another meat bun towards the Jira. There you
I guess
go.
I'm gonna line up a picnic someday. I've never been on a picnic.
You know, this isn't even the first time we've brought up the idea of a picnic. We actually suggested doing a picnic after our last job, but it didn't happen. Probably because that meeting with the police was such a downer.
Well,
We'll have to do a picnic someday.
Yay!
we could start this mission off with a picnic.
Yeah. There is still time. You have a whole week.
That does sound nice, but to be honest, I get nervous every time I leave this apartment.
Mission.
I mean, I get the not everything, but we could picnic up by the pool.
Oh, we can invite Tessa over. She makes a lovely vegetable curry. It's delightful.
That would sound good.
Sure. Let's get the reserves. Oh no, where did they go?
Oh,
I guess I'll have to buy more.
oh dear.
Buy more.
Going down to the shop again? Are we out of wine?
Good question. We're always out of wine.
Oh dear.
Nah.
There's only one person in this house that drinks any wine.
Exactly.
Now, Jesus just thinking for all of us.
See, because I'm
She
so
was-
nice.
Yes.
She was drinking for all of us before she even met us. That's so nice.
Whoa.
She
Asa
prepared.
actually the nicest member of the party, despite what she says. Well, picnic, I guess.
Picnic. There's a few places for a good old picnic.
I think we're gonna have it on the roof because Core is very anxious about how the syndicate is keeping tabs on us all the time.
Hmm.
Every time he leaves the house, he's like very obviously looking around, like who's following us? What's happening? Where are we? We're out right outside the apartment. That's where we
Oh
are.
my
But
god. There's a sniper.
where? Do they have one of Caleb's big guns?
Big gun.
It's actually the rat. So the rat is reporting you guys.
Oh. I'll deal with
Whoa.
the rat.
Akira's pet rat.
I knew it.
It was the rat.
I-
Card.
The rat was the rat.
Havoc is paying off the rat.
Wow. Fair enough, though. I ain't even mad at that. Fair enough, dude.
Get your bread.
Well, we have plenty of bread here.
No, like the metaphor. Yeah.
My apologies. I'm still not used to your Rajnoff slang.
It's okay, G. You're so scary. I can't even finish it, sorry.
And we don't need I think we're good on that.
He's like, you're the oldest member of this party.
It's true.
And I still have that Ohio Riz.
What does that even mean? Seiza, are you sure? I was in the bottom.
Ohio. What the hell is a Riz?
Are you sure
Oh
this
my
is
God.
wine?
Are you sure this is
Probably. I got it from the bakery in the back streets.
Another bakery in the back streets?
Backstreet Bakery.
That sounds like an amazing band.
Backstreet Bakery. Oh boy, is this the beginning of a new group?
Yeah. Oh,
We
no.
got Lamine's boyfriends. Now we got the Backstreet Bakery.
Whoa,
We've done it.
Backstreet Bakers. Wait, that's actually a better name.
Backstreet Bakers. Yeah, that is
Yeah.
that is better. Backstreet Bakers. All right, let's go.
It's better than
Yeah.
my current nickname, so
Which is...
I guess you're saying I'm a merman, but I'm just
man.
I'm a man. I guess that's accurate. I can't dispute it, even though it sounds incorrect. Well, or just
So-
munches his bread. Munch. Food for thought. Am I a man?
What is a man?
Am I a man?
I don't think we can answer that for you.
Might just be the fever, but I actually feel...
No.
Unless you've been drinking, yes.
I have it.
You're just that in
Okay.
character.
I can manifest myself drunk.
Manifested drunk.
Well, so we want to have a picnic. Are you too certain there isn't anything you need? Materials? Supplies?
I don't. Akira is very self-efficient.
Yeah.
Very
So,
efficient.
I mean, none of you use shields? We could get you a shield. Mine is very useful. Not only is it a handy defensive item, but I can use it as a basket as well. Isn't that delightful?
It'd have to be a
What?
shield that I can't carry, because I need both my hands.
I too need both my hands.
Do they have
Monk and Barbarian.
things?
Very simplistic classes. They don't require much.
In real life,
And
yes.
I even
In
need
rules,
more
no.
simple with the fact I don't need weapons.
We don't need armor either, we're just chill.
I don't think
Yeah.
Thor would ever come upon this idea on his own, but Kel the player knows that there's things like braces of defense and
Can we buy magic items?
Some low level stuff, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the only thing about Brosnov is it's not Belvedere, so magic items actually is a lot more.
They like to make potions for people.
Yeah, potions, yeah.
They have potions, they
for
tend-
high level stuff.
Yeah.
You never find high level magic items here.
I think if we can
Yeah.
find something like maybe just uncommon. Yeah.
I don't know what the race of defense is.
I think
I'm
it's
just gonna search monk magic items. I don't know.
rare.
Yeah, we wouldn't find it something like that here.
You might.
I suppose. guess we could try.
Not, I mean, Akira definitely would not fucking ever know about that, so.
We
Plus
can
2
also
bonus to. Oh.
maybe try to get some of those fancy magic tattoos.
That can certainly be found. Some of them, anyways. Some of them can be found.
Akira would probably know nothing about that, so unless she's told, she don't know shit.
Corb's got a pretty giant tattoo, so I'm sure he knows a couple of tattoo artists in the city.
Yeah.
That's one of
But I
them.
do know
Like
for a
magic.
fact that Akira does have an adversity to magic in general, so she might be adverse to a magical tattoo. Magical items, different story, but
Getting magic inked onto you.
Mostly,
That's
I'm worried for your safety. I do my best to protect you all, but I'm just a single person. I can't.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, unfortunately, Akira.
Are you gonna say
is
single
very,
mother?
I was about. It was like
No.
a single
No,
father
Cora,
gets their
no.
daughter a tattoo.
Cora would not refer to himself as a single mother, nor as your parent, but I guess that is the vibe. I'm just a single person.
Yeah.
I can't possibly shield you from everything, and we were all taking quite a lot of hits in that last fight, and I fear we will have a run-in with, well, Mr. Kaguru again in the future.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want him to run me over with his motorcycle again. I would prefer that not happen.
Is that how he critted you?
How? No, I
Yeah.
think he did just got hit.
He rammed into me with his motorcycle because he was like going back and forth like really fast.
Oh, he's doing his little jousting. Yeah.
He ran into me, and
Oh,
then he
yeah,
hit me like 3 times.
Yeah, he was just a foolery of just attacks.
Well,
Yeah.
I can do some thinking about potions. Drinkable ones, storable ones.
Yeah. Kagura was
See what I can
Yes. Unfortunately, we don't have a Mordrin in this party.
no moodrin.
Who can just make magical items. He just needs
No.
time.
There's more, but there's
No
a few.
moodrin.
Sure. There's
He makes potions,
Potion
which are
seller.
essentially just spell scrolls. Like functionally, they're functioning as spell scrolls. I gotta be honest. The way that they're meant to be used are like spell scrolls. They're just like flavored as potions.
But yes, if you guys have any ideas on how we can better protect ourselves, that could be something we should consider within the next few days.
I can get an arcane propulsion arm. All I need is no arms.
Oh, you're looking at the
I can
same
just-
list as me?
Yeah. I am.
You can rocket punch someone.
Yeah. It says that I like your arms where they are. I don't understand.
Akira just opens her mouth.
No.
That would ruin your beautiful tattoos. Though, speaking of tattoos, I have heard of some artists who can put magic into such things. When I got mine, they suggested it, but unfortunately on my farmer's salary, I could only afford plain black ink, so...
I suppose.
Is that a hiss at that tattoo or the magic?
Goes to the magic.
Oh no, Taylor's actually asking that.
Oh. Akira just. The magic.
I'm sorry. I'll try not to cast so many spells around you. I didn't realize it caused you such discomfort.
Has magic ever done to you? Oh, insensitive question. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
Actually, you know, funny enough, I think the first time Cord did use magic on Akira, she was very averse to it. Now that I think about it. And definitely the potion. She did not like that potion. That gave to her. She didn't trust it.
Mhm.
I mean,
It was
Right.
green.
that is very.
Yeah.
I do apologize, though. It is for our own benefit, and whatever magic I have is a blessing from my goddess. It is not intended to harm you in any way, I promise. She likes you.
I understand.
She does. She likes you. The birds tell me that all the time.
They just got like, oh, look at nature happening in front of me.
My bird.
The ones on the roof, they enjoy Akira's shenanigans. They tell me about it when I'm doing my gardening.
Why can I also see Akira, like, after a big meal, she goes to the water, and then the birds, like, start spinning for her? Kind of like what alligators do sometimes, they just open their mouth. Ooh.
To be honest, the birds here in Groznoff are an interesting sort. Mostly pigeons. A little sickly. Oh, they get by. They're survivors. I respect them for that. They've taught me a lot about this city. And about the best bakeries in the city. And the best spots to find worms in the city. They are birds, after all.
I suppose that's right.
My. Ooh. Oh, sorry. I'm talking to myself. I accidentally talked out loud. Go ahead.
No. I'm listening, Seiza.
It might be smart to actually get those bracers if I can find them.
Yeah? We'll have to look. You know, Taylor seems to know a lot of people in town. She took us to that weird bakery. Though we could also try asking around. Tessa's an inventor. Perhaps she knows someone who makes strange things like that.
Would be
Doesn't
nice.
sound
Most
terrible.
of the people I know are drunks.
We could ask that professor. He seemed to really like you.
So he still likes me.
I think he still liked you. He certainly thought you were the smartest out of all of us, which... Well,
That's not
you're
true.
Well, you're certainly smarter than me, and, well, no offense, probably Akira. You and
Oh no, absolutely not. I mean, I get smarter with each bottle, so maybe after my
Well,
5th drink we'll see.
Impressive. After my 5th drink, I'm unconscious.
Most people don't reach enlightenment because of that.
I see. So that's what you think enlightenment is. Interesting.
It's certainly unique.
I learn more about you every day, Seiza.
If that is your actual philosophy, that makes a lot of make sense. A lot of things.
My
make
subclass is not Drunken Fist, I swear.
sense. It's not the subclass. It's just Seiza.
Yeah.
Well, that was a good chat, everyone.
Red.
Is that going to conclude for the picnic?
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, for our chat, yeah.
Or at least for the chat. Alright. If there's anything that comes up else in the picnic. Yeah, you guys enjoy the cityscape from the, from the poolside of your little humble abode.
Were you able to get Tessa?
Oh yeah, Kree.
What-
We were gonna
If we
invite
invited
Tessa.
Tessa, would she come?
Yeah. You invite Tessa over. She seems to be a little bit out of it, but she's happy to come along.
We're having a pool party.
Pool party, yay! And Akira will wear both hats.
Yippee!
Thank you.
I'm actually gonna BRB. I'm a BRB.
Okay.
No problem.
We go swimming in the
Oh, man.
pool.
Yay!
There goes. I can feel my voice going.
Akira, she skated.
No.
Taylor
I
does
mean-
not get in the pool.
Right. Kayla can't swim.
She
Question
cannot
mark?
swim.
Can Seiza swim?
I think so,
If
yeah.
Kayla really wanted to go into the water, you could literally just hop on the she skater. Like what the rat does. The rat just like vibes on her head.
She sits near the steps. She's not even like getting fully in. She probably has a.
Yeah.
I imagine she'd actually have a bathing suit on, but
Not really
She
deep,
just sits
like
on the
dipping
edge
your
with her
feet
feet.
in.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can imagine
That's
then
nice.
when Akira ever wants to go under the water, the rat just like paddles over onto you, sits on your knee,
Oh.
Taylor's okay with that.
judges you.
Or probably just does the thing where he goes in.
Taylor
but
is used to that.
he's got like his upper half out so he can sort of chat with people, you know.
Oh.
He likes the water, but he wants to chit chat with Tessa and Seiza and Taylor.
Nah, we're just chilling. Just chilling.
He always
Yeah.
seems so much happier in the water.
He's gonna love Valvadiri.
He's not a
Yeah.
Brosnov person, unfortunately. To be fair, he's not really a city person.
Is anyone a Brosnov person?
Well, maybe I was gonna say, I think
Just
Taylor.
thrive here. Oh, that's true.
I mean, Akira thrives here because there's people here, and boy, does she love people.
like,
Not in the way
Hmm.
that Core loves people, though.
yeah.
I feel like a lot of Brosnov citizens are like, well, I live here. I don't like it here, but I live here.
True.
Yeah.
I
feel like
mean, it's
Taylor-
sort of a smoggy hellscape. Probably most people don't care for that.
Smog.
Hmm.
He constantly forgetting Mortarin is from Bosnov.
I mean, look
Yeah,
at
but he
Core.
doesn't-
What they're doing in Brosnov? But he's
Doesn't
not
really-
a
He's never. He also does not really vibe. He doesn't
Yeah.
vibe Brosnov.
He doesn't.
No.
In fact, I don't know if it came up. I think it came up a little bit, but he's actively kind of against it.
Yeah. Defeat
I
this.
can't remember if he has brought it up directly, but I do feel like it's been pretty obvious. He's not keen on the Brosnov ways.
Yeah.
I do think he's made that pretty clear.
I think the most obvious is when oops, they're all dead. Time to get Dad involved. Just like, why specifically Dad?
Oh.
Don't worry about it, guys.
What?
Well,
I literally
Seiza,
don't.
We're not.
Huh?
Don't worry.
Taylor,
worry about it. You'll find out later. For now, go
I
kiss your
know-
boyfriend.
What?
Wait, who? Who's kissing who?
Who's
Who's-
kissing?
Huh?
Who's the boyfriend? Who's kissing?
That was just a joke to Corin.
Oh, okay.
Take me out to dinner first, Seiza. My goodness.
What? Huh?
I,
Wait, am I the boyfriend of this situation?
Yes.
Yeah, you. I mean, you will be. Don't worry.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Wait, so true. Time skip. She's
You
trapped.
will get along with our realm gang so much because Mordrin is not the pants of the Lamine and Mordrin relationship. Whenever that happens,
He's not the one wearing the pants in the party.
he is not.
Put on pants.
I mean, he's got pants on, but it's not the pants.
Real.
I don't care what pants. Just have pants.
We have Mortarin, wears pants. Do not worry.
Oh, okay.
Well, I know I'm thinking ahead pretty far, but I found that on our previous jobs, the best way to get through it was to think about what we were going to do after we were out of this terrible situation that we always seem to find ourselves in every single time.
What?
So,
Another bottle?
Oh, that's pretty simple, I
mean-
suppose.
It's a start. I don't think that's what he means, but
I was thinking something a little more, I don't know, extreme. Should we go on a trip? Should we do something fun? Do we even want to stay in here in Brozhnov? Do we want to go somewhere else?
I can't see myself leaving Brosnov, to be honest.
Neither can I.
Me too.
Oh,
Well, I suppose I can, actually.
well, if you want to stay, we could stay. Though, I mean, we could go on a trip and then come back. Could you see yourselves doing that?
We have too many
Yeah.
anchors in this city.
Even for a short trip?
I don't think there's no
Depends
anchor
on-
that's too heavy that it can't be reeled up.
Depends on where and for how long, I guess.
It wouldn't have to be long. We could go someplace close by. To be honest, I don't know that much about the area, but I'm certain we could find someplace nice to visit. Oh, we could go camping.
We are not going camping.
Oh. Cordis
In
gets
I want
actual
to experience
wilderness?
camping.
kicked puppy look.
You can go camping all you like. I've had my fair share. And I've had
Have you?
enough.
I would
Have
be very
you-
out of my element.
Have you done a lot of
I've-
camping then, Zayza?
Feels weird with the DM. I feel like I'm
It's
lore
fine.
drop. Here you go.
Do it. Haha. You can watch the VOD.
Secret lore drop.
You can watch the fun.
Or just mention it to him. At some point.
It's on my
Like,
character sheet.
Yeah.
Well, I ran jobs in the Badlands. You don't exactly have a luxury hotel out there.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
pretty gnarly.
I mean, we could go camping and make it a little more comfortable than that, certainly.
Yeah, if we went camping, not that far.
If it gets close enough to that sort of feeling, I can't stand it. I suppose you can go, I just need a whole crate of my bottles.
Well, I'm sure Akira is strong enough to carry several, so.
I'm sure there's a halfway point that we can meet with that. I don't know what, but
I mean,
I don't know.
Akira
I've
won't
never
like
been
it,
out.
but I know of magic that would make camping a lot more enjoyable
Yes,
for
isn't
Seiza. I don't know them personally, but I've seen the druids back home do all sorts of fantastical things. Make buildings and tents appear out of nowhere. Once this
This-
very strange fellow came by and he just opened a door and it went into a mansion. It was magnificent. But I wanted to sleep outside anyways, so I declined.
Hanging on the wall was him as a centaur. No.
But there's magic for such things.
I think it's just too much hassle. You can go enjoy yourselves. I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, but I want to spend time with you. And the others.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Sorry, tell the player has to lay these seeds down.
Okay, sorry about that.
Hey, Frank.
Kayla doesn't actually look that off.
Akira does eye wiggles.
More
Eye wiggles?
Eye wiggles!
my
Not the eyebrow, the eye.
How did you wiggle your eyes?
They vibrate.
Don't worry about it.
The whole eyeball wiggles.
Eyeball wiggle.
How the?
Kira, are you okay?
Do you really want to do that?
Time of her life.
That's
Probably.
You know, she is kind of having the time of her life. So.
Time of her
Kira
life.
has been nothing but mostly happy.
Well, if camping is out of it, then we'll figure out something else. Just tell us what you want to do, Seiza.
Why are you still insisting on dragging me along? If you want to do something, just go for it.
Oh,
I
that's
think
no.
the point is to do it as a group.
Yeah. If I really just wanted to sleep outside, well, I could do that here.
Hmm.
Suppose. Sorry, DM, we were yapping.
Yeah,
Good
but
character.
In character, sorry, yeah.
that's fine.
We're making plans for what we want to do after this job is done to
Oh.
motivate poor core to get through it in one piece.
What's
But we're not being very successful because
what
hates
is?
camping.
Oh,
Core
camping.
wants to go on a trip. Wants to go on a little trip outside Brajnov, but Seiza hates camping.
Dang.
Lisa just doesn't want to touch grass.
Yeah.
Well, there's always just some of the towns outside.
That's true. We could go on a trip that didn't require camping. Would that be amenable?
It's always the towns of the northern coast of Brosnov. And the towns south of it. Although they tend to get sucked into the... They're in the middle of a war right now, so... Maybe not south.
Maybe not yet.
Maybe not at the moment. Maybe once the war ends.
Just sighs and just flops. I feel like I'm being coddled like a child. Look, if you want to go somewhere and if I have to come, I can.
Well, it sounds like you will have to come, so.
If you want to. But I would like it if you came along.
I
So,
will.
yeah, you'd have to come.
Depends on how the job goes.
Certainly, it will go well, right?
Huh? Oh, yeah. It'll go fine.
Well, if it didn't, we're probably dead, so.
Yippee.
But no, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Yippee.
Don't know if it'll go without a hitch, but.
Well, I'll do some thinking on it.
It pays to be able to improvise, which I think we've done a good job with so far, all things considered.
I suppose so.
Splish splash.
Or just
Splash.
lays his face on the ground at the edge of the pool. Oh,
Here pops up, blows bubbles.
Mm.
did you just fart?
No.
You know,
Oh, okay.
Well, there is always options out there. Tessa. So Tessa's there too. I'm guessing you have this conversation while Tessa's here, or at least
Yeah.
contextually appropriate.
Yeah. We don't say any
Not
details about
that
our
much
job, just
secret.
that
Yeah.
just that
We're
we're
on a
on a
job.
job and we're not
Mhm.
that thrilled about it. But we're
Okay.
trying to find something to look forward to after the job is over.
oh no.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, the mic didn't. Yeah, that's good. I sneezed.
Oh no, the sneeze didn't come through. Just the oh no afterwards.
That's funny. That's so
Bless you.
Shame.
Bless. Before I continue, I actually have a small question for the note taker.
Yeah.
What have you been taking any particulars regarding Tessa? Any notes or anything?
I have some notes about Tessa. I know that she is an inventor slash healer.
Hmm.
She's married, well, not married, she's engaged to Telos, who is the brother of Professor Anson, our escort from the museum. Her relationship is not very good.
Okay.
Kind of an asshole. She was working on some sort of glove contraption the last time we talked to her, and it was kind of funny because he got like stuck outside on the wall, and we had to go like unstuck him.
Yeah. Unstick him.
What?
He gave me some seeds that I could use to grow like a potion or something that gave everyone temporary hit points, a salve. And she makes them a really good curry.
Alright.
Oh, and she has a little miniature automaton statue from the museum that I gave her as a gift.
Alright. Okay. I'm just kind of like looking at my notes. I'm like, what did I provide? Okay, cool. I don't want to like provide any info that I haven't already like furnished you guys.
No.
On the off
I
chance.
think you should.
I think you should leak her backstory.
Dang. Dang. Doxer info. Doxer info.
Sir.
She's actually the spy. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
Dang.
That would
Tessa.
not be the worst thing we've heard today. So
Be like, oh yeah, Havoc's paying me. No. Okay.
Girl, get that money.
I hope he's paying you a lot. At least if he wasn't complaining.
For real.
In any case, yeah, no, Tess is there. She definitely looks like she's not too happy, but like, you know, she's putting on a smile at least for the whole thing. But she looks like she's definitely.
Garden, at least.
Oh yeah. But it doesn't take much to kind of notice that she's still a little bit like something has been kind of nagging on her, but she does at least, you know, maintain the facade whenever you guys kind of like are around. But it's
Sort of turned towards her from my spot in the pool. I'm so sorry, Miss Tessa. We've been going on and on about our problems, and we haven't even asked you how your day is going.
She, you know, she kind of smiles. She's like, well, you know, projects and all, it's just been rather very stressful lately, especially with this whole thing. You haven't been worried about, like, any break-ins or anything lately?
Have we had any break-ins lately, or are we worried about break-ins lately?
I guess a little bit of both.
I mean, to be honest, I am always a little bit afraid of the latter. I mean, this is Brosnov after all, and...
Well, yeah, and, you know, it's, it happens. It's nothing to, like, truly fear, and, you know, if it happens, it happens. It's... I guess I should just mention it, since it doesn't... You guys haven't seemed to really catch much from the neighborhood, but I suppose there's been a prowler going around the area. We've been pretty thankful no one's come around to our place. But it's you know, it's put him on edge a little bit. And you know, the things have been kind of getting dicey as it is. I just figured I'd ask.
Stealing things, or are they some kind of, like, pervert? What's going on?
Well,
Should we be worried for poor Akira?
I would be
Like,
more worried for the
Akira just kind of like. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Akira will be just
Well,
fine.
Our dear Akira has something of a bad habit of walking around the house not always wearing her clothes, and I fear that some pervert might try to take advantage of her.
I see.
Looks at you.
I
Clearly doesn't give a shit.
Taylor looks at Akira. Looks back.
Something tells me the pervert has more to fear than Akira does in most
Yeah.
encounters.
Yeah. Honestly, if I saw a naked woman running at me at full speed, I think I would be running for my
Your
life,
first
too.
thought should not be the fact that she's naked.
I don't care what she's wearing. If anyone's running at me full speed, I'm running.
Yeah.
Especially if it looks like,
Especially
like
naked.
especially if they're Akira and she looks
Well,
like she's about
so-
to try and eat you.
Yeah.
Not a
lit-
pervert. Is it like a burglar? Have people had things taken? What's going on? I fear we're new in the area and we haven't really gotten caught up on all the gossip.
We're thinking maybe it's some kind of it's been a mixed bag. Some people are thinking it's someone from the slums, from the less scrupulous areas. But it's been a mixed bag of things. Sometimes it's valuables, sometimes it's food, sometimes it's someone who's getting into these places and around the neighborhood, and they've just been kind of partaking of whatever they get their hands on, I guess. But it's not so. I suppose I wouldn't particularly call it thieves, since usually they take away as many valuable stuff. That doesn't really exactly bode well, regardless, because fiance and I, we're both inventors, and he's rather worried that if anyone breaks into our place, they're gonna take our project or our prototype, and well, there goes the money, there goes the property, or even worse, it ends up being sold to another tinkerer, and it's just been haunting him constantly for the past few days.
Goodness, I mean, certainly there must be some security measures you might be able to put into place. I mean,
Well, we have some measures of security, and we've been rather careful about making sure we don't, leave behind any particular vulnerabilities at our place. But, there's only so much one can do to bar a door without making it, impractical. I mean, he has to make rounds to and from his place and his workshop outside the house, and I have to shop every now and then, and we have to do our thing. We can't exactly stay in the house all day every day.
No cannons in the front door. Got it.
I mean, it's not like there's there's not exactly mages who can simply leave a glyph of warding on the floor in case of emergency.
oh
Really?
no.
Oh man, only we have something like that.
Goodness.
I feel like even Core is smart enough to not say anything about that.
Well,
Like, oh, yeah, too bad. There's not any sort of magical means of defense that I know of. Unfortunately, I'm just a farmer. Oh, tragic. Really.
truly.
If we're home, we'll keep an eye out for you.
Yeah, I can do that.
I'd certainly
Yeah.
appreciate it. If you see anything suspicious too, do be on alert, and of course, watch out for your stuff here. It's just, it's
Yeah,
put a lot of stress at the house, which has already been rather stressful with this project and all.
We have Akira, so I think we're fine.
well, and to be fair, we don't really keep much valuables in the house because we don't really have much valuables to begin with. What are they gonna do? Steal my tomatoes?
Oh,
I probably have to think.
You know, I
Kill
wouldn't-
Akira.
I
The
wouldn't
most valuable thing in the
put it
house.
I wouldn't put it past them, considering what's been stolen. I mean, it's been a
Well, considering what you said about food, I was actually thinking maybe I would just put a box of some old veg outside every night. If someone's hungry, then they can just take it.
well,
Like feeding a stray cat.
I don't know
Maybe
about
ours,
that in
that's all.
particular. It's I don't know. It's
Yeah,
not so much
from the
me,
box
but
every night.
more so, him. It's the idea that there might be someone and they might be dangerous, and well, Telos, he's not really exactly the fighter type. If he's, we're a little worried for that.
Well, still, I think I would feel better if I left something out. Perhaps they're just hungry. I mean, there's certainly plenty of hungry mouths here in Brosnov. Food isn't always easy to come by. The poor
Certainly.
she has to eat questionable things sometimes to get by.
She
and
gets sad puppy
that,
eyes
that
at that.
breaks my heart.
Oh, no.
All the poor people who live down in the guts, starving. Like,
Yep. Well, hopefully it's nothing too scary comes of this, and they move on. It's like I said, I can understand if it's just someone trying to get by, but it does put some of us a little bit on edge, and
If you're that worried about it, could you not just have your fiance's brother keep an eye on your things for you at his place? Professor Anselm, that was his name, right?
well, Ansem could be helpful and all, but well, he's technically not a part of the project. It's just me and Telos, and well, it would be kind of a breach of contract if we left those in his care. The people we're working with, they don't particularly find Anson. Well, you've met him.
Oh, yes, he was
Difficult.
Oh,
It was difficult. Unfortunately, it's cost him a few great career opportunities, including work such as this. And so, for things like that,
Bent about it.
yeah. I'm sure he's not hung up too badly about it. I'm sure he's lost plenty of nanoseconds of sleep on his life choices.
I didn't
But,
even realize he was also an inventor. I thought he was a poet.
Well, he is an educated man of sorts, and at a time he could have pursued the ideals of tinkering. However, given his temperament, and his methods, he's not exactly one that many commissioners really tend to like to work with, and it's left him in a rather poor position. He's rather lucky the place he works at even accepts him still.
Well, the students seem to both love and hate him, so
He has a particular charm in that regard. Yeah, he's difficult. All due respect to him, but he is difficult.
But yes, we'll keep an eye on your place if we're around and you're not. And, if you have any tinkering problems, you can always ask Taylor. She is something of a genius, if I do say so myself.
Perhaps sometime. I do have a personal project that's a side of the main program project that we're working on. Maybe we can collaborate on something from there.
I guess I can try and help. If it aligns with my expertise.
Well, there are a few things I suppose I could pass your way, and you're also free to make use of some design. I'm thinking about a device for it or inputting a device for these gloves that would allow the user to to essentially put down and extinguish flames, but I'm finding trouble with certain aspects that don't quite make it use water in a proper sense.
proper sense?
Well, unfortunately, most of the time the use of water either comes out as a fine mist or it's the pressure is lacking, so to speak. There'd be no better than spilling a cup of water over a table. Not exactly fire extinguishing.
I guess I could have a look at it.
Cool. I'll send some schematics and things your way then.
Oh, wonderful.
And with that, yeah,
You know, the gears are turning.
the gears are turning. But in any case, yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to speak with Tessa about, or?
Just sort of try to cheer her up. Get her
Yeah.
mind off work.
For the most part, the conversation itself seemed to have helped.
Makes sense. It sometimes just kind of dead.
What are the odds that she's working for the syndicate?
Hmm.
Potentially depends there on that.
Yeah,
Could be.
The fact that she is talking about a new stressful project, and we happen to be assigned to find the schematics for a new weapon for the syndicate.
True,
seems
but
like a very interesting time.
your line of work is revolves around the propulsion of a giant airship. She's working on gloves.
Her personal project, right? We don't know what her work projects are.
Well, it's an offshoot of the of the gloves. She's working on those gloves, utility gloves. Yeah.
Propulsion
Halo.
airship.
Ayla wouldn't be judging her anyway. So,
I mean, if she was working for the syndicate, she might not even know.
Yeah, that is fair.
Well, thank you for coming over, Ms. Tessa. It was wonderful to see you again.
It's always a pleasure to work with, or meet with good neighbors. You guys have been a good addition to the neighborhood.
We try our best. I promise I will keep trying to get Akira to wear clothes. I know some of the neighbors have complained. I do apologize. It will happen again.
Well, I suppose you probably want to apologize to them, not to me. We don't tend to use our windows all too much, not since the incident.
Every time I try to go and knock on their door, they see Akira behind me and they lock it.
That's understandable. Maybe.
Not looking through our windows. They would have to see it.
Well,
Or looking at the
almost.
roof.
Maybe I just need to plant a hedge.
Maybe put a
It's
cure
gotta
in the
get
head.
there.
No.
A nice box hedge. That would give us some privacy, well, and protect the neighbors from any unsightly views. No offense, Miss Akira, you have a lovely body, I'm sure.
She shrugs.
I have no opinions.
Alright, a hedge it is. I do love box hedge. Didn't have a lot of that growing up. A little too structured for the druid's tastes, but I find them charming.
You're the expert here.
Yeah. They certainly look funny.
Oh, we could cut them into shapes. How fun! Or already scribbling down notes.
Yippee!
A box hedge! Yuppie! Yuppie!
Yahoo!
We'll let Tessa go?
Yep. And before she goes, she does leave the ideas and schematics with you, Taylor. and she does thank you guys for for the time, and says like, hey, let me know a little bit ahead of time, and I can bring some curry over.
Vegetable curry.
It would be lovely.
All right. With that, you've got the you have Tessa's blueprints for some sort of machine that produces a mist or some like strands of water, essentially.
Or use, or like to wear as a glove, or just
Yeah, like to that like a device that would go on a glove, because again, it's a utility glove that she's making. And it's the device that she wants to attach to it is like a little emergency extinguisher, like a fire extinguisher.
That would be pretty handy.
Or we'll just sort of look over it. This seems very complicated for something that I can do very easily.
well, not
Yep.
everyone has
Oh,
magic that they can.
magical.
There's a lot of lines on that paper.
Yes, there is.
Why are they
I-
moving?
People are very creative and inventive. This is wonderful. I can't make any sense of it. Is this upside down?
No, this is right side up.
Oh goodness.
Yeah,
That
Taylor,
one moved
this
off the page.
it's pretty rudimentary and it kind of makes sense, the logic that she's going with for you for the most part. To everyone else, it's Greek.
That's
That's
funny.
Greek.
It would be hilarious if Akira actually has higher intelligence than somebody else.
What is your intelligence?
Our stats are all really good though.
Yeah, because we
Yeah.
did our super OP
Yeah.
rolls. I have
True.
a 15, which is really impressive for Core.
Y'all are
Nice.
impressive.
I feel like Core has it in him to be very smart. It's just not
just-
about this kind of thing. He knows a lot about plants.
Taylor's
and-
intelligent.
15.
Yay!
Yippee.
Hey, Taylor's the smartest one of all.
I knew it. I told you.
We can do one more thing,
Uh-huh.
and then we'll probably wrap up here, if y'all want.
Okay.
Is there anything that you guys
I'll be
want to
the one
do?
I am really feeling it.
Yeah, no worries.
I guess it depends on one thing. It might. If we don't really have a whole lot, it might be better to do that meeting next time.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we sort of did the meeting. That
I mean, the
wanted
meeting
to
with,
do.
Like meeting with the.
Oh,
yeah.
with the Duke. Yeah, we still need to
Meet
do
with the Duke. Yeah, that you can hold off
that.
till later.
Next time.
Did you want to maybe take a look, since maybe spare a little time for that device then, Taylor? Maybe we can cap it off with that. Okay. Make a.
Yeah, I think. I get just as like. I don't know, like a side, not really a side thing. I guess it could be combined with this. Regardless of which way you like it. Okay, Taylor wants to like go in 2 different directions because she wants to, I guess. She wants to have like one path that is keeping with the water.
Okay.
But maybe for her own purposes, she wants to do the same idea, but kind of more like a vacuum, like a device that will, in a localized area,
Extract water.
like a cone. Well, more like make a vacuum to remove the air, right? Like
Oh.
choke out a fire.
Oh, I see.
That might be useful for someone who works with gunpowder.
Mm-hmm.
We're witnessing
because-
it. The
I mean,
invention of the vacuum cleaner.
This is gonna be perfect for Core's
He messes
house
up and
right
just
there.
makes a vacuum cleaner.
I mean, inventions have done that before.
It's just like, huh, what can I do to make these work with water? I accidentally made a vacuum. Damn it.
Damn it, this will make millions, but fine.
That's not what I wanted.
I'm rich.
We can put Corn a little apron and he can be a housewife. Vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, I'll try and start
And the three of us will sit behind you ominously while Seiza drinks her wine.
Don't
Out of a
probably
with a straw.
don't want to do that in here.
Slurp.
Oh.
Oh.
We'll
I don't know
go
if you want
stand
to
in
be
the
in her.
We'll go
little,
stand in the door
cage.
frame sadly. Okay, we'll leave.
It probably doesn't smell great in here.
Yeah.
I will.
Because, like,
I will
thematically, the
go-
way that she makes her potions is not with magic, it's with alchemy.
I will.
So she has
recruit-
a lot of random chemicals and substances that are probably really accurate.
I will
Oh, it's
recruit Seiza and Akira to help Tor with his side project, which is we're gonna go up to the garden and gather all the stuff that's like it's still good to eat, but it's getting a little old. Probably got a bit neglected while we were working on our last mission, and he was gonna put it in a crate and
Oh,
put it
gotta
outside
hydrate.
the door for anyone who is hungry. Just come take some free food.
I think it was, I don't know if Kayla mentioned it herself, but I think it came up in the past movies before. But Kayla doesn't have the best sense of smell.
Well, probably
So
not.
it's-
You probably ruined it.
Yeah, she's kind of burnt away a lot of her sense of smell.
Yeah,
I don't think
Akira
it's like
avoids
gone
that from at all
completely,
costs.
but yeah, it probably smells awful, really bad to her. Very strong.
And not like the
Like
I
a
don't
bad
like the
science
chemical
lab.
smell because she literally lived in the guts, but more like a axe burns.
Yeah.
That's black. I'm a dragonborn.
So yeah, we'll do that and leave Kayla to her work.
We'll see if I can get anything. What am I rolling?
That'll be a wisdom check, yeah.
Intelligence? 50?
15. So you're actually able to glean a couple of ideas. Seems like Tessa was quite literally on the precipice of a breakthrough. And you kind of were like, you were just like, oh, and you were kind of able to kind of come up with a couple things, just given her
Probably
like,
looking at it too long.
yeah.
She's probably been staring at it for way too long.
Yep. So you
I get that girl.
you do create a sort of vacuum of sorts, something that can not so much extract, but sort of pull things together into like a small area. But the pull isn't very strong. It's just enough to like basically pull dust into a small point, or pull like very small material, very fine material. So it's not something. So in a sense, you do kind of create a sort of vacuum, but it's not powerful, and you've got to kind of have a device to sort of hold it. But the other thing you kind of explore is that mist concept to quite a degree, and to your surprise, is you decide to kind of like you kind of look at it and you say, if you lean into this actually, instead of an extinguishing device, you can effectively make this thing essentially cast a really potent version of fog cloud.
Ooh.
That.
Like it's
Ow.
it's 2 steps away from casting a really powerful fog cloud.
That could be handy.
But with the only caveat that it's the cloud kind of centers itself on you, but it's like at a wider radius. The fog cloud, I think, is like 20 foot, 30 foot. I think it's 20 foot. This thing is like 40 feet. It's like a big fog
Give
cloud.
yourself a villain entrance.
Yeah. Or exit.
Oh, true.
Yeah, that is a smoke bomb right there.
Oh yeah. It's a really powerful one. So you've got some good potential working with that. And that might be something worth bringing back to Tessa.
Yeah, I will definitely. I will definitely do that when I have time. I also want to explore both of these on my own time as well.
Yeah, and as she put it, you're welcome to whatever you come up with. You're welcome to keeping it for your own. Just just share some of it.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right.
Caleb is back to ceaseless honor.
Yep.
There is honor among thieves.
Only the people she likes.
I don't draw.
Everyone else, get fucked.
SOL. Well, all right then. I think with that kind of established, why don't we put a stop here, and we'll pick this up next week.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Next week we have to talk to the Duke.
Next week, discussion with the Duke, and getting set up with all that fun stuff. So we'll conclude here for now then. I'm gonna send us off. Wonder if
Oh yeah.
Oh, I know who we'll send off. We'll just send off to Blue, because I forgot Blue's doing a partner push. So, it's always a nice little gesture.
Goodbye. Goodbye, Twitch. Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Hey, they didn't start the raid yet. And also people came in and also followed. Thank you guys for the follow.
Oh, that's
Thank
nice.
you. Goodbye. I love you. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
As I check in on Blue Stream, I'm prompted with the end stream redeem.
Damn.
Anyways, yeah, that'll conclude it here. We'll do our little after stream thing, and yeah, I'll see you guys next session. Have a good one.
Yay.
Bye.
Bye. Which we are doing next week. Yes.
Yeah. So are we good for next week? I know we're gonna kind of do bi-weekly, but then things happened.
Yeah, then I
Yeah.
lost power for half a week.
Yeah.
Good